Good morning, day 22. Sun is rising, even there's clouds in the distance, and still beautiful, beautiful view off to the east. We'll be on trail in just a little while. Good morning, 5:55 a.m. Sun is just peeking above the clouds, shining down on the valley below. Just about to hit the trail. Nice start to the day. Good morning. It is just before 6 a.m. and we are getting on trail. Got the sun
gorgeous
coming up behind us and got 13 miles to do today. Maybe pop into Johnson, we'll see. So we're descending off Madonna Peak. We've gotten off the ski run and trail is in the woods. Of course, it's going to pop back out on the ski run later, I believe. Here we go. And here's a little ladder coming down Madonna Peak. And we're going to be coming right back out on the ski trail. You might be able to see through the trees there. So there is the ladder that we just came down. And there is the ski trail, but you're just going across it. Tupt is going back on into the woods there. Reached intersection. There's a lodge. Beaver Meadow Lodge is half a mile down that trail there. You can also get to Whiteface Shelter that way apparently, but the long trail goes this way. We're at Hagerman Overlook. Nice view of Mount Mansfield. Looking back on Madonna Peak where I can't quite see Madonna. There's where Sterling Pond Shelter would be on that last peak back. And Madonna is kind of hidden in the trees. And there is Madonna Peak where we stayed last night.
Lovely accommodations.
Yep. And heading towards Whiteface Shelter where we're going to have some breakfast. We've made it to Whiteface Shelter. We are stopping here for breakfast and water, and we'll be moving on after we have breakfast. Well, this is a privy with a view. No door. And the sign says faculty restroom. We've began our climb of Whiteface Mountain. We had breakfast at the shelter, got water filled up, and gaining 620 vertical feet in 4/10 of a mile. So, and then there's no much views at the top. So, not one of my favorite climbs, to be honest. So this is where we came from, and this is the trail going up Whiteface. You can just, let's see, I'll zoom in a little bit. Can you wave, Tupt? There she is. So yeah, a little steep, a little rocky. So the long trail north goes to the left. We're going to see if there's any kind of a view on the summit, actual summit of Whiteface Mountain, but we did that in half an hour, which I'm pretty impressed. Last year it took us an hour on our section hike, so way to go. And we'll see. I don't remember there being much of a view, but hey, I'll take you with us. two view options here.
We'll go back to where you came first.
All right. Hey, well, last time we were up here, we didn't get any view, so we're looking back. There's Madonna Peak and the big boy, Mount Mansfield.
A little bit of Champlain.
And a little bit Champlain out there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. So now we're going to see what view is in the other direction. So I'll be honest, I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's going to be Johnson down in the valley there, which is where we'll be heading a little later today.
The wind towers ahead of us. Right on the
Yep.
horizon.
So there's wind towers way out to the north. I think that lone peak there might be Belvedere, but not sure. Thank you to the Green Mountain Club and the Long Trail Patrol, who obviously did this work, I would think. Yeah, because if you look to the right of it is kind of what the trail would have looked like before they put in all this stonework. So that is really nice because it's a pleasure to walk on instead of sinking in the mud. Now, granted, it can only go for so far, but it did take a really nasty section of trail and made it much better. A little bit of a rock scramble coming down from Whiteface Mountain. The rocks are slick, even though it didn't really rain yesterday, and just the rocks seem to hold that moisture somehow. Probably the moss on them, I guess. So we come to this nice little stream and the overhanging rock. Trail is right there where Tupt is. In the last mile, we just descended almost 1,300 feet. And it's not the easiest descent. Nice stream, so there's a good water source right here at the overhanging rock as well. Heading on to Bear Hollow Shelter. So along here, on this part of the trail, there's stones, as you'll see ahead. The idea is to walk on the stones and not off to the side, so that we limit our impact on the trail. This is a nice section. The trail, you're still doing some descending, but it's much more trail-like once you get past the overhanging rock. It's not that there isn't rocks and roots, but it's just smoother grade. Coming up to the Bear Hollow Shelter, you can see the picnic table and the roof of the shelter right there. Long trail continues this way. Long trail goes north, and Bear Hollow Shelter turns right. There's a sign. There's a shelter. Just gonna take a break here. Had a nice lunch at Bear Hollow Shelter. Coming through here. Very nice stretch of trail. Just a lot of low vegetation, but trail is plenty wide enough walking through, and it's kind of nice to have a kind of easy stretch of walking. There hasn't been much of that recently. Come to a nice little stream crossing here. So if you needed to get water for some reason, you can. It's from here into Johnson is pretty easy going. There's the trail, tucked up ahead. Never know what you're going to see on the trail. There's a gas can, fuel can of some sort, in this tree. It's got a white blaze on it, and then part of it has fallen out. The tree has fallen over the trail, and then you begin a nice smooth. It's like the yellow brick road leading into Johnson. So there's a temporary reroute of the long trail because of active logging situations. So there's orange flagging, and that's marking the reroute. There's a sign here telling about that. And we're following the orange flagging. And it's pretty well marked out. So we're back on the road after that short reroute. Please use the reroute and follow the flagging and the signs that are up, because it's private land that you're crossing, and they're allowing us to the trail to go through their property and allowing us to hike on it.
Yep, so that works. There's the next definition.
And it's a working forest, and if we want this trail to keep going through here, we need to respect what they're asking us to do. A nice new bridge that the trail comes across, and it turns right down this way.
Also gotta watch out for this.
Caution, grooming at any hour. That has so many different meanings nowadays. So this is where the long trail intersects with a rail trail here in Johnson. And down there is Route 15. The long trail and the rail trail run together in that direction. But we're going to take the rail trail here to the right, and it's going to come out at Johnson Hardware, and we're going to go check it out. We didn't do that the last time, and we'll see what there is to see there. So the long trail comes out over here next to this cemetery, and then a short road walk. This is after the section with the bike path. And then you cross Route 15 over here, which I'm going to shut this off while we do that. Shortly after the road crossing, you're doing a field walk. There's tucked up ahead. There's the sign for Long Trail North. We've got the crossing for the Lamoille River here in a little while. getting to the suspension bridge over the Lamoille River. Considering how much rain we've had on the trail, it's surprising how dry this looks. I guess it's been drier up north than we've been running into. Nice bench at the end of it, and a set of stairs. We'll be going up and making another road crossing here. There it is. So we're not gonna get to see the top of Prospect Rock because thankfully there's nesting peregrine falcons there. Trail is closed until August 1st, and we've got orange marking tape showing the trail that we are to take. We have made it to the top of Roundtop. As you can see, we have less than 50 miles to go to Canada, and we have been 225.2 miles on this trip. 46.8 to go. Yeah, baby. Day 22 recap. Walked from Madonna Peak to Roundtop Shelter. Had 5 of us total in the shelter last night. Had a great stop at Johnson Hardware, and then walked to Dollar General and got our ice cream and some other treats. And it was a dry day for once.